Great. So this would be Tantric cultivation of being able to just be with another person without having to do or be or have an agenda. So it's something we would maybe want to cultivate. It's not a should, it's not a prescription, it's just a, can I be in this moment just being with this other person, receiving them, their words, their thoughts, their essence, without judgment. For most of us have a long way to go, but that would be, so one of the things about Tantra that's different from any other worldview, the Judeo-Christian worldview is that these things are right and these things are sinful. And the way I grew up, most of the sinful things were the fun things. Anybody else grew up in that kind of thing? Okay. So in Tantra, it's always been a counterculture. It's never been a mainstream. It's always been off to the side because Tantrics believe that it's all sacred. All of it, even that stuff that's sinful. Sinful. So if everything is sacred, everything at this moment is sacred, every person in here is sacred, every person is perfect, I'm the one who can't see it because I'm wearing glasses that tell me, that distort my vision. The glasses I'm wearing come from the mainstream culture, the way I was taught, the way I was raised, all the movies I've watched that have told me life is a certain way, all the books I've read, all the people I hang out with, the mainstream mindset. Everything has taught me to see the world in a certain way that Tantra says, let's take our glasses off. Let's just be in this perfect moment. Now the mind is busy telling you why this moment isn't perfect. It's too hot. I think it's too hot. Anybody else think it's too hot? That's not perfect in my mind, but in my Tantric worldview, I know that it's actually perfect. That's just my opinion. It's just my opinion about it. And it makes me miserable to have that opinion because then I'm sitting here going, okay. So in Tantra, we are trying to relax into that awareness. Now, most of us have had that awareness. The kind of people who would come to this event, most of you have had that kind of experience sometime in your life when you experienced that everything's perfect. Maybe you were out hiking, you went to the top of a hill and you're full of endorphins and you look out and you go, oh! Or maybe you took psychedelic drugs and you went, oh! Or maybe you had great sex, or maybe you got really super drunk, or maybe you had a rave and you just went, oh, everything's perfect, maybe in sex. So most people who come here have had a transcendent experience like that. Well, in Tantra we say, that's the reality. That's the reality of life, is that it's that perfect, that in those moments we glimpse that. So we practice ways to try to relax into the perfection of this present moment. I'll admit, my mind is busy telling me when I read the news in the morning that life sucks. Okay? Something's really wrong here. But as a Tantrika, I try to remember all of this. I don't understand it. I'm not an expert. You know, you've seen those hilarious memes where they go, you have that guy at the computer, he goes, well, now I'm an expert on infectious diseases. Well, now I'm an expert on foreign policy, right? Because all of us want to be like these experts. The mind wants to be an expert, but in Tantra, it's like, I don't know why that's going on, but I trust that it's perfect. So this would mean that on a date, this person is perfect. I can't see it because I've been enculturated to think that people who look like that are not perfect. I've been told that people who act like that aren't perfect. If I lived in one of the red states, I believe that Democrats aren't perfect and Republicans are. So we all have our ideas, or Egyptians aren't perfect, or because I'm at war with you, or we make up these things in our minds about what's not perfect. In Tantra, we're like, that's my problem. I want to work on myself so I can see that Egyptians, people who don't look like fashion models, life is perfect. I'm going to try to flow in that space. It takes a long time to get there, but some of us are going to try. Okay.